Hey everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to RNG manipulate for legendary Pokemon in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This is only for Pokemon that you would encounter, not static Pokemon that you receive as a gift or roaming Pokemon. So this does not apply to the legendary beasts, and this does not apply to Latios and Latias, but it should apply to every other main legendary in the game, like Suicune or Groudon here. With that being said, you're going to first need a few things in game in order to do the RNG minute. The first thing you're going to need is Chatot with Chatter. I also recommend having 2 Chatots. You can catch these in the bell tower with the Sinnoh Sounds feature on, and they'll be just at the proper level where they know the move Chatter, which you can use as a field move to record any sounds. As you can see, I named them ah and after the noises that they make, so we'll listen here. You're going to use that to keep track of where you are in terms of your RNG state. After that, you're also going to need a way to capture the Pokemon you're aiming for. I recommend having a Master Ball on hand. You could clone tons of them in Emerald, so I've got a Master Ball here. You're also going to need to have Juggler Irwin registered in your Poke Gear. So if we take a look here, I've got him registered, and I can call him, and he will give me a random answer. This also helps me confirm my initial seed. Last but not least, if you've got any people registered, or if you've got any roamers going on in the overworld, you need to take a look at them and make sure that you know where they are. So we're going to take a look. Raikou is on 37 and Entei is on 35. Come back to that later though, but you do need to note how many roamers you've got going on. Okay, so out of game, you're going to need 2 programs. You're going to need PokeFinder by Admiral Fish, and you're going to need EonTimer 3.0 by Das Amphros. We'll take a look at EonTimer first. So first, you want to make sure you're in the Gen 4 tab and set the calibrated delay to 485 and the calibrated seconds to 15. The other 2 things, don't change them. Then we're going to click the settings cog, and a preferences button is going to pop up. You're going to want to click the timer section and make sure you've got the correct console selected. So here you can see I've got NDS select. This applies for the DS or the DS Lite. DSi is for DSis, any version of them, and 3DS is for any 3DS, any new 3DS, any 2DS, or any new 2DS. I'm going to keep it on NDS because that's what I'm playing. Then in PokeFinder, what we're going to want to do is click the Gen 4 tab. Then we're going to click static. Now a window will pop up giving us a bunch of parameters to search through. So first we're going to click the searcher section, and then for the method, we're going to drop it down and we're going to click method K. Any Pokemon that you encounter like this is method K. Roamers and gift Pokemon are method 1. For the lead, this is stuff like Cute Charm, Synchronize, a bunch of other different things. I'm going to leave it as none. I don't have any specific lead that I'm going to be using. Then for minimum delay and maximum delay, this is basically how long you're willing to wait at the save file select screen. This, I don't usually set it above 5,000. You can if you're willing to wait longer, if you have enough patience. Min advance and max advance, this is how many Chatots you're willing to flip through. Again, I usually set this to 100 max, and then if I find no results, I will increase it. For the filters, you've got your IVs, ability, gender, hidden power, nature, and gender ratio. So for the IVs, I want everything to be perfect except special attack, which I don't care about, and speed, I want to be 0. Then for ability, Groudon only has 1 ability, so it won't matter. Gender, Groudon is genderless, so it doesn't matter. You just leave it genderless there. I don't care about hidden power, and the nature, I want it to be brave. Now for shiny, there's a few options here. There's any, which means it will take into account both shiny and non-shiny results. Star, which means in Gen 8, it will be a star shiny. Square means it will be a square shiny. And star/square means you don't care if it gives you a star or a square shiny. In my case, I'm not transferring this up, so I don't care. Then you're going to click search. You should find some results. Now, if you, like me, wanted a very specific spread, you could tell this is a very specific spread here. These are my only shinies with these IVs. You're going to have to RNG manipulate your trainer ID, and I have a video on how to do that. So if you don't know your trainer ID and your secret ID, which you need to know in order to have gotten a shiny, please watch that video. Okay, with that being said, what we're going to do is pick any of these. Either of these apply. I'll go with advances 30. It just gives us a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm going to copy the seed. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go over to the generator. I'm going to paste it there. Then I'm going to switch the method in generator to method K, and then I'm going to click generate. And we can see we will have our star on. We will have our star on frame 30 as it told us that we would. Okay, so with that being said, we can actually start doing, we can find out when we're going to be able to do this RNG. So we're going to right click the seed and click generate times for seed. And then this window will pop up. In here, what we're going to do is check the roamers that we have available to us. And then we're going to take a look at where our roamers are on in the Poke Gear. So Raikou is on route 37, so I'll type that in. And Entei is on route 35. If you have Latias or Latios roaming, you could check that too. I just do not. Then you're going to click generate, and it will put some new results up here. Then what you're going to do is pick any of these date and times in order to get, a specific date and time shiny. I usually like to go for my birthday, and there is one right there for my birthday. So we'll go for this. So hover over that, and then make sure the calibration here, delay is set to plus and minus 200, and second is set to plus and minus 1, and then hover it and hit generate, and you'll get a bunch of alternate seeds that you could potentially hit. All right, with all of that done, we're going to now save the game and try and do the actual RNG minute. All right, so now what we're going to do is set the date and time. So as you can see, the date I picked is 6/23/2022, and the time is 00 hours and 17 minutes. So we'll set that. Then what we're going to do is go into EonTimer. And EonTimer, it says my delay is 3885, so I'll put that in my target delay. And my target second is 0, so I'll put that there as well. Now, as you can see, it says minutes before target is 2. So that means instead of 17 minutes, we're going to go 1, 2, and 15 minutes. Now, what we can do is hit start on EonTimer at the same time as we hit A to confirm our time in the DS menu. As we do that, EonTimer is going to start counting down. Now, when this countdown finishes, what you're going to want to do is launch the game. Then it will continue counting down again, and what you're going to want to do is get to the save file select screen as quickly as possible. And once you're there, you're going to wait for that counter to finish again, and when that finishes, you're going to load the game up. All right, so now what we're going to do is just mash A until we're at the save file select. All right, as it counts down, we're going to launch the game. So you're going to hit A there, and then we're going to bring up the Poke Gear immediately. So let's take a look first at on the map where Raikou and Entei are. So we can take in seed to time. We can see where they're supposed to be. So Raikou's supposed to be on 46, and Entei's supposed to be on 38. So Raikou's on 31, and Entei's on 32. So if this is to be believed, we hit one delay early at 3883. So we can confirm that by using the phone calls from Juggler Irwin. So you can click the search calls button here, and it will pop up, and we can just start calling to see if it lines up. Hearing about your escapades rocks my world, it sure does. So that is E on the Irwin thing, so we click E there. How are you? So that's P. We click P. And we're going to keep doing this until the results say 0. All right, it says 1 left, so we hit OK. And we can confirm that we are, in fact, on 3883. Now, here's an important thing to discuss here. Let's say I'm aiming for 3885, right? But let's say I hit 3884. You can typically only hit even or odd delays. You can't hit both within the same year. So all you would have to do, let's say I had hit 3884, all I would have to do is change the year I'm aiming for. So if I change this to 2021, I hit generate, this goes to 3886, and now in 2021, I can hit even delays, and it's not a big deal. I'll change that back. So as you can see, that would be how you would deal with hitting an even or odd delay when you are aiming for the other. But I landed on an odd delay, and I'm aiming for an odd delay, so it's not an issue for me. So what I can do is type into EonTimer that I hit 3883, and then click update, and it will change my calibrated delay, and I can give it another go. And all you have to do is repeat until you eventually confirm that you're on the proper seed. All right. So with the Poke Gear and check. So we have Raikou on 46 and Entei on 38. So let's take a look. And that is exactly what we want. Now, we could use the calls to continue to verify, but I find that when you know that you're close to your delay, the roamers are typically good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Chatot to verify where I am at. So if we go back into the generator here, we can see all of these Chatot pitches, right? And we can use those to verify where we're at. Now, each roamer should be advancing the RNG by 1, so we should be on pitch 2 or 3 here. So let's take a look. So we're looking for a mid-low pitch. There we go. So we are definitely on the right seed. You see that's a really low pitch. That's pretty high. It's lower. That's really high. I like to use very identifiable pitches. Like, this is high 90. It was very clear that how high that was. Oops. And so we're going to get to 1 before our target. So our target is on 30. And now all we have to do is talk to the Groudon. And there you go. I mean, this could be a random shiny. But what we'll do is we'll catch it and we'll confirm that it's the proper Groudon that I aimed for. All right. Oh, this guy keeps talking. Okay, so what we can do is check the nature on this guy. So it's Brave, that was the nature I was aiming for. And then what we can do is talk to the stats judge. So if we do that, we go to the stats judge. In the battle tower and talk to him. Talk to this guy. HP. Now he's saying relatively superior, but you got to remember my. He's going to say attack next. You got to remember my speed is 0 on this Groudon. So HP attack, defense, and then he should say special defense, and he'll probably say nothing else. He'll loop back to HP. Yep, back to HP. Now, if you want to be very, very extra paranoid, what you can do to super, double, triple confirm, what you've got here is PokeFinder has an IV calculator button. You can click that, and an IV calculator will pop up. So here is the IV calculator. And what we could do is input the game that we're playing. So we're playing Heart Gold Soul Silver. We got a Groudon here. And we can take a look at all this info and input them. So often dozes off. I don't know its hidden power. Its nature is Brave. It's level 50. And then let's input all the stats here. 175, 187, 160, 108, 110, 85. And then hit find IVs. And it'll tell you what the IVs it found were. And then if you take a look back into the main window here, it automatically filled out the IVs that it used in the calculator. And then if we hit generate, it will tell us what possible frames we hit. As you can see, this is the only possible number of advances that we've landed on, and we've got our Groudon. So, I hope this was helpful to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. I want to do a big shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys so much. Without your support, I couldn't be producing as many videos as I am, and I couldn't be streaming as often as I am. So it really means a lot to me. And special shout out to ShadowBliss56 and RLIZT, my Blissed God tier members. Your generosity is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you all next video.